personal, casual chats from the founders of Levelty Books. Important and interesting issues that also have something to do with learning English. Practice English with Levelty podcasts and listen for hidden grammar items and benefit from tips at the end of the video. Hi!
Welcome to the next episode of our Levelty podcast, in which we're going to talk about
movies.
Yeah. Just like many other people, we also enjoy going to the theater and going to the cinema, to the movies. And we thought that it would be a great topic to talk about.
Yeah, and it's also another great topic, like we've already had music in learning English and reading in learning English and then movies in learning English. But before we get to the point of how you can specifically use movies to learn English, let's just share some thoughts and opinions on it. Mm-hmm. What kind of movies do you usually choose to watch?
Well, actually, it depends on my mood. In general, but there are some genres that I enjoy, and there are some that I just don't like. So I
Which are the ones you don't?
I'm not into horror movies, for example.
Me neither.
I don't know. They're not interesting to me. They are nonsense in my in my view.
Let me tell you a secret. I've never ever seen a whole horror movie from beginning to the end.
I have, but it was just a waste of time for me. I don't like feeling afraid, and I don't see the point. So that's one of the reasons that I don't like it, and it doesn't give me any kind of satisfaction, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's horror movies are set to have a role of relief, you know, because you're afraid throughout the whole movie, but at the end you just get relieved and you feel that it's
this is like
good.
But ancient theory of catharsis, like being cleaned from a feeling through feeling that feeling.
Yeah, but
indirectly.
I don't want that.
It doesn't work for me either.
Yeah, so that's the one that I don't like. But if you ask me what I do like, that's okay. It's not a genre, but because it can be all kinds of movies, but something that has a message that I can think of even after the movie.
Yeah, sure.
Days after sometimes. I think this is a good thing. And the other one is when I can untangle things, because things are complicated, or you just have to see the small signs,
or they are not what they seem at first sight.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So basically these are the ones that I enjoy the most. But of course there are some other things. Sometimes I'm interested in comedies because my mood is just like that, or invites that kind of experience.
Yeah.
But what about you?
Well, as I've already agreed with you, I'm not into horror movies either. Thrillers, not that much either. Action, not that much either. But when there are action movies that actually have a strong psychological side to them as well, and then I do enjoy them. Yeah. But these are more these classic crime stories than action movies. Like, for just a very classic example, The Godfather. I think it's a good movie. It's not my genre. Like you do in books, for me, that's the way it goes with movies, that I like the movies best which have a psychological aspect and go deep into the characters and the interpersonal relations and yeah.
I think movies are interesting if the characters are very different from each other and they have a specific role, if you see what I mean. So you can describe the character very well, very distinctively from the others.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you can play with the characters.
Yeah, and then you just, it's like a chemical reaction. How do these different characters react to each other and how they evolve?
Yeah, that's one of the psychological background of a movie. That's what you have mentioned.
Yeah. And I also like beautiful slow movies.
Like what? What do you mean?
There's a recent example. It's not an English-speaking movie, but anyway, Özpetek, or what's the name of that Italian? I like Italian movies generally, and Fellini I also like from the classical ones. The Big Beauty and Partenope was his most recent release. These are very slow, very beautiful movies. Like beautiful meaning not only the scenery is beautiful or the setting or the characters, because they are, but the way they interact with the world, like these very small, I don't know, just the way someone puts down a coffee cup and then looks out the window.
Elegant kind of, or it's not about elegance.
Sensitive, maybe.
Sensitive.
Yeah, so I don't really mean those poised costume dramas, but I mean when through these ordinary everyday actions you can feel something much deeper. I mean that, I think. I like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, really. They must be beautiful. I don't know these movies, but I can imagine now that you're saying that.
I will show you a few.
Okay.
So, but tell me, when you were still learning English, were there some movies that were kind of a milestone for you that, I don't know, you watched them and you understood something more than expected, or they opened up something?
Actually, when I was learning English, I don't remember any movies that I watched for this reason, because at that time you couldn't watch what you wanted to watch. And when you went to the cinema, you saw everything in your mother tongue. So there was nothing like that. And later on, when I could get access to movies, different kinds, then I already spoke English. So I can't talk about anything like that. Did you have anything like that?
Maybe some of the cartoons opened up things when I was still like around 12 or something, or even when I was younger. Jamie and the Magic Torch, somehow I stumbled upon it in English, I think, because we already had some Sky Channel and stuff. Well, I can't tell you anything concrete, but I remember that they did open up like some understanding of how some phrases are used, how some turns of phrases are used in like organically. Yeah.
It's always a good feeling when you learn something and then you just come across that thing in real life. And movies are just like that.
Yeah.
Because that's absolutely authentic.
Yeah.
And so you can say, oh, I just learned it, but they really use it. That's so good.
It's there.
It's there.
Oh, is that really how they intonate it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that.
Yeah. So shall we say some tips about how you can use movies in learning?
Yeah, I think it would be a great idea. Shall I start?
Yeah, you could.
I have learned other languages, not only English, and that was later, because first I learned English. And what I could make use of was the cartoons, just like you mentioned before, because they are for children, basically, and children have a much narrower vocabulary than adults do.
They use simpler sentences.
Simpler sentences, that's right. So they are really suitable for language learners.
But we don't mean Tom and Jerry.
Or any other silent cartoons without words.
What did you learn from your cartoon? Great.
Yeah, meow.
Yeah.
That's a foreign language too, but different kind.
Actually, now that reminds me, what were some kind of great discoveries and experiences with cartoons at a very early stage of learning English? What do we call them properly? The words that mimic a sound.
Onomatopoeic words.
Thank you. So like bang and crash and splash and these, because they are different in every language. Ouch. Yeah, ouch was a great discovery. Yeah.
So you can see, you can learn a lot of things from cartoons, very useful ones. But I think they are.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back to the tips, what can you say?
Yeah, it's kind of not that easy to find movies in between, like in between kids' stories and real adult movies, because then also cartoons can become really complicated when they are for bigger kids, and they have such vocabulary that maybe it's not for you yet. But slow-paced movies, I don't recommend action movies for learning English because there's not much speech in them, and what there is, it's really slang.
And probably not the topic that you should learn in English for the first, I mean, most importantly. Of course, later on, yes, but...
Yeah, but it's kind of bridge this hiatus that's between cartoons and full-on movies. It's good to watch movies in English that you've already seen in your own mother tongue.
Absolutely, yes.
And then you don't have to discover actually what is happening, but you can concentrate more on understanding the language. And about the subtitles?
I don't want you to use subtitles for understanding what's going on, because you should already know that. But watch the movie for the second time with subtitles and try to match what you hear with what you actually can read, and that requires, of course, English subtitles. And then you can practice pronunciation through it, and also it can help you with the listening as well. So you can compare how you would say that thing and then how you heard the speaker said. So I think this is useful. This is what subtitles are used for. And later on, if you have the opportunity, the time and the will and such, you should watch the movie for the third time without subtitles and only in English.
Yeah. Maybe for this it's better to choose just an episode of something. But if you have time, then of course it's a great way.
Or later, let's say a month or, I don't know, half a year later.
Yeah, absolutely.
So enjoy movies and see you next time.
Bye-bye.